It's a really kind offer, Daniel, but I think it's best to get her home and into a routine as soon as possible. Hey.
I told you to leave.
We won't keep you long.
Everything okay?
Jim's just going. He's good at that.
Sarah, please. This has been a shock for me too. Can't we just talk about it?
There's nothing to say. Can't you make them go?
You never had a choice about your dad. If you hear them out, then at least you can decide for yourself.
Go on then, say your piece.
I got married for all the wrong reasons. It wasn't fair on your mum. I know I've made mistakes, Sarah, but you weren't one of them. And I think it's about time I gave you this back.
Mr. Bear.
Who's a clean girl, then?
Do you mean her or me? I've forgotten about the projectile vomiting. Thanks for this.
Pleasure.
Daniel, I was thinking about your offer to stay. Is it too late to change my mind?
Of course not. We'd love you to stay.
You were right about there being nothing in the house. And after such a long flight, I'd really appreciate your help with Isabel.
It's the first time she's had us here together. I think she likes it. Lovely.
I don't know what you expect me to say. It's fine, Dad. All's forgiven. Let's just pick up where we left off. It'll take more than a stupid keyring, you know.
You're right. I've done nothing but let you down. I should have fought for access, Sarah, but I didn't know where to start.
He's here now. Doesn't that count for anything?
It's too little too late. I mean, what about birthdays, Christmases?
I was there for you. I stood outside year after year, trying to summon up the courage to ring the bell.
One birthday I saw a man staring up at my bedroom window and I managed to convince myself that it was you.
It was me. I just wanted a glimpse of you.
Is that all? I wanted my dad.
I should have had the guts to knock on the door.
Yes, you should.
I thought about coming to see you afterwards. And then Maggie wrote and said you thought I was dead.
I wondered how long it would take for all this to be Mum's fault. Oh. I'm sorry. I've heard enough.
Come on. At least we've tried.
Sarah, what are you doing? You came back. I thought that was what you wanted.
It's for the best.
You were furious at Michael when he left you and Emma. Don't you think you're doing exactly what your mum did?
Jim, wait. You forgot this.
If you don't want it, just throw it away.
Well, I'd like to keep it if that's okay.
Well, it's yours, love.
Do you want to come back inside for a cup of tea? Hey, my darling. I want you to meet someone special. This is Mr. Bear. He used to belong to Mummy. My dad gave him to me when I was very little, and I've just found him again.
I think it's time I took this little one home.
Thanks, Ronnie, for everything.
Ta-da!
Wow, this looks fantastic. I'll never be able to thank you for everything you've done.
I'm a dad.
Yeah, and I forgot that for a while. Losing my parents so close together, I was in a dark place for a long time. All my family were in Argentina. I had no support network.
Well, you had me.
Hardly. It was one night, Daniel.
A rather wonderful night, I seem to remember.
Yeah, it was. But neither of us planned on ending up here.
You sorry we have?
No, of course not. I wouldn't be without Izzy for the whole world. Listen to me. Who am I kidding? I left her with a virtual stranger.
You took the time you needed, and I got to know my daughter.
You don't hate me?
I won't pretend it wasn't a shock. I know what it's like to stare into the abyss. Done some pretty stupid things in my time. Things I'm not planning to repeat.
You're a reformed character.
Trying to be. For Izzy.
You're very sweet, Daniel. And an excellent cook.
You did a good thing today.
Does that mean I get a reward?
See, that's exploiting my sentimental nature for sexual favours, Mr. Heston.
I was on a promise.
You're always on a promise. She's grown up so fast. Seen Daniel today with Izzy. Mind you what they were like when they were tiny.
Yeah, all those sleepless nights.
Yes. And the smell of milky vomit constantly hanging around.
Radioactive nappies.
But always thinking, even contemplating doing that again.
Absolutely barking.
Come on.
I shouldn't, with the wine and the jet lag. I'll never get up in the morning.
We'll take the morning off. I don't have to be at work till Friday. You can take the time to get yourself straight before you take Isabel home.
I was wrong about you. All the time I was away, I was worried that you would have palmed Isabel off on some relative or girlfriend. I expected to come back and find some hysterical woman ready to pull my hair out.
Well, I don't know exactly how my landlady will react, but I don't think hair pulling's her style. And that was a question. Then yes, I am single.
I didn't mean that.
You know, it's funny how she's taken over my life.
In a good way, I hope.
Yeah,
You're smitten, aren't you?
completely. And her mother is pretty wonderful too.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry, I thought we were getting on really well.
As friends. At least that's what I assumed. You're so predictable. I thought you'd grown up, but now I see you're exactly the same as you were before.
That's not true, okay? I just misread the situation.
We might have a daughter together, but that's all we have. Or ever will have. I knew you would come back not a moment too soon.
And what does that mean?
Good night, Daniel. Just because you're a doctor, it doesn't make you the world's greatest baby expert.
But you must possess the Stradivarius of diaphragms.
Oh, you really think so?
Oh, I am Tomaka.
Intimate atmosphere, soft music, and a rather cheeky wine list.
We discussed this, no.
Back to school. There's a deadly lesson to be learned for Dr. Sloan next here on BBC One Scotland. Stay with us for Diagnosis Murder.